What's up guys, welcome back to Team Neutralix. I'm TrippedUp from the TrippedUp channel, and today we're going to be going over the 3 best combos for every weapon in Brawlhalla. So basically, these are the combos that have the most impact on the weapon's gameplay, and if you're not already using these combos, you absolutely should. Now, there are a couple of weapons that don't have 3 true combos, so I do have to get a little bit creative when it comes to those, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But before we begin, I want to remind you to head over to teamneutralix.com, where you can purchase coaching from me or any of our other amazing coaches. And if you don't want to spend money but still want to get better at Brawlhalla, consider subscribing to the channel, as that's what Team Neutralix is all about. Now, let's start this list in alphabetical order, starting with the axe. The first axe combo is Sidelight Nair. If you play the axe or have watched any amount of axe gameplay before, you've seen this combo, as it's basically axe's bread and butter. It builds up damage very quickly, has lots of follow-up potential with ground pound, recovery, and side air, and also works at practically all health ranges. Now, I will be including the exact damage ranges for every combo, but just so you're aware, most of these work at all practical health ranges, meaning anything that you're going to see in any typical game. For example, this combo stops working at around 240 damage, because the side light will send too high. But at that point, an end light will kill, so there's no real reason to be going for a side light combo, so like I said, all practical health ranges. Out of the 3 axe combos I'm going to mention, this one is definitely the most important, but thankfully it's really easy to input and most people already use it, so if you're not already, make sure to incorporate this into your game. The next combo is Sidelight D-Light. It's pretty similar to Sidelight Nair in the fact that it builds damage quickly and can set up some good follow-ups. The only difference is that it stops working sooner, as it's around 170 that it no longer hits. Now personally, I'm thankful that it stops around 170 damage, because if it was any higher, it would be a kill confirm. And trust me, the last thing Axe needs is a kill confirm. The third and final Axe combo is a bit trickier than the other 2, and that's Grounded Dare into Reverse D-Light. In order for this to be a true combo, you have to hit your opponent with the back portion of your Grounded Dare, and then immediately after turning around, using a D-Light. This combo sets up the same follow-ups as Sidelight D-Light, and stops working at around 130 damage. Axe as a whole has very few true combos, so if you don't already use these, it's very important that you start using them. Now, let's move on to the next weapon, the Blasters. The first Blasters combo you need to know is D-Light Sair. This is the first kill confirm combo we've gone over so far, as it ends with a kill move, being Sair, and stops working at around 260 damage, which you're likely to never see. However, this combo isn't just for killing, as it can also be used to build damage, and if you do use it to build damage, it sets your opponent up perfectly for a follow-up, such as Dare. If you play Blasters and somehow didn't know about this combo until now, it's the one you'll probably end up using the most. The second Blasters combo is D-Light Dare. This combo, as well as several others that are in this list, utilizes a dash jump in between the 2 attacks, which, if you don't know how to do, I recommend checking out the Neutralix movement guide, as it's arguably one of the most important techniques in the entire game to learn. Anyways, this combo is good for building early damage, but not much else, as it stops working at around 70 damage. That said, if you hit this combo, it puts you in prime position for a follow-up, whether that be another Dare, a gravity cancel D-Light, etc. The final Blasters combo is also its most iconic, D-Light Recovery. This is another kill confirm combo, and when compared to D-Light Sair, this one is much better at killing, at least in most situations. Make no mistake though, this combo is hard to input. If you don't already know how to input it, it's going to take you a while to perfect. I mean, I myself struggle to input it sometimes, and although I'm far from a Blasters player, I've definitely done it a fair share of times. This is the first combo in this video so far that doesn't start working at 0 damage, as it only starts to work at about 50 damage and stops working at about 240. If you're relatively new to Blasters, I recommend giving this a lot of practice in training room, but once you get it down, it's a very helpful tool to have. Okay, next up we have the Boots. The first Boots combo is D-Light Sair. Just a heads up, when I say D-Light, I mean the non-active input version. I mean that for both this one and also the other 2 combos, because they all have D-Light in them. Speaking of which, thanks to the way that Boots D-Light works, all 3 of these Boots combos will work at all health ranges. And I don't mean practically, I mean literally all health ranges. The reason for this is that Boots D-Light, upon connecting, will put your opponent in the exact same position every time regardless of damage. Doesn't matter if it's 0, doesn't matter if it's 700. It'll put them in the exact same position and will allow you to hit the exact same combo no matter what. Getting back on topic, this combo is a kill confirm, although I will say it kills very late. That's just kind of Boots in general though, since it's a weak weapon when it comes to force. However, because this combo ends off on Boots Sair, which has active input, you have lots of options when it comes to follow-ups if you're building damage. This can be a down air, a gravity cancel side light. I mean, technically it can be a bunch of side airs stringed together to be a 0 to death, but that's only if your opponent keeps jumping as a reaction to your attacks, which I find unlikely to happen if you're above gold. The next Boots combo is D-Light Recovery. This one's another kill confirm, and just like D-Light Sair, it takes forever to kill with, so which one you want to use, that's kinda up to you and the situation you're in. And once again, it can be used at any health range, whether you're using it to build damage or to confirm a kill. The last of Boots' best combos is D-Light Dare. Although not a kill confirm like the other two, this combo can put your opponent below you when off stage, which is really good for Boots since both Dare and Ground Pound are great gimping tools. And not to beat a dead horse or anything, but once again, you could use it at any health range. While I consider these three combos to be the best in Boots' kit, it's important to remember that Boots is a very combo-reliant weapon. So if you play the Boots, make sure you know all the combos, as they're all important. The next weapon on our list is the bow. The first combo for the bow is D-Light and Light. This is one of the many follow-ups for bow D-Light, and yes, before you ask, the rest of the combos for bow are indeed D-Light follow-ups. Honestly, they're so similar that there's no real reason in talking about them separately, so the other two are D-Light Nair and D-Light Recovery. All three of these combos are kill confirms, but if you're actually trying to confirm the kill, I recommend going for either Nair or Recovery, as N-Light takes forever to kill. Well, more so than the other two, cause yeah, bow just takes a long time to kill in general. On the other hand, if you're looking to build damage, I recommend going for either N-Light or Nair, as Recovery is a lot harder to hit consistently if you're just building damage. These combos also share a very similar damage range, being basically unlimited while also not being unlimited. Sounds confusing, I know, but just listen to this. D-Light N-Light stops hitting at around 500 damage. If you ever live to see a day where D-Light N-Light isn't hitting because you've built up too much damage, you might be a lost cause, I don't know. The next weapon is the cannon. The first cannon combo to know is D-Light Dare. Now, Cannon D-Light is the same as Boots D-Light in the fact that it doesn't account for damage and puts your opponent in the same place every time. For that reason, this combo and the next hit at any damage range. That being said, if your opponent isn't damaged much, I'd recommend going for this combo, as it puts your opponent in the perfect range for a follow-up. On the other hand, if your opponent is in kill percent, then I recommend going for the second combo, D-Light Nair. This is Cannon's only real kill confirm, and therefore the main killing tool used by Cannon players. It can also be used to start a mid-air juggle, as Cannon Nair is really easy to spam with. Now, when it comes to Cannon true combos, those two are really the only ones, but there is technically a third one, it's just really specific, and it's also the only 3-piece true combo on this list. That combo is D-Light Sair Recovery. The reason I call it specific is because it only works between 60 and 80 damage, which that's kinda hard to pinpoint, especially in the middle of a match. Plus, it only works if you hit D-Light in a specific area. If it's too far away, it just misses, so it's a little too impractical to use reliably in game, but it is a true combo. Alright, moving on to the next weapon, the Gauntlets. The first Gauntlets combo is D-Light Sidelight. Gauntlets D-Light is another one that's not affected by damage, meaning that this combo has an infinite damage range. This combo is great for dodge rays and follow-ups, as it ends off with a Sidelight, which is the move that most Gauntlets players just spam anyways because it has great follow-up opportunities, so it's basically just tacking a little extra damage on top of it. The next combo is D-Light Dare. This combo is pretty similar to the last one. It's got an infinite damage range, it has great follow-ups, yada yada. The more interesting and unique combo is the final one, which is D-Light Recovery. This is Gauntlet's kill confirm, and it is really hard to hit, especially if you're trying to do it grounded. In order to input this correctly, you've got to do both a jump and a chase dodge basically at the same time, which is a technique that's pretty difficult to learn but is a must know if you want to do this combo or another one coming down the line. If you're having trouble inputting this combo, I recommend starting with a gravity cancel D-Light, which is a perfectly viable way of hitting this combo in the first place, but it's good to know how to do both. Just like the boots, the gauntlets are a very combo-centric weapon, so if you're trying to main the gauntlets, I recommend learning all of the combos, not just these three. Actually, let me clarify, it's important to know all the combos for the weapons you play, but for boots, gauntlets, and orb, which we haven't gone over yet, it's most important, at least in my opinion. Next up, we have the Greatsword. The first combo is Sidelight D-Light. When it comes to Greatsword bridges, this is technically the only true combo. I say technically because one of the combos I'm about to talk about is also a true combo, but not really. I don't know, we'll get to it in a second. Now, Sidelight D-Light does have a tendency to drop from time to time, but I found that if you hit your Sidelight closer to your opponent, it doesn't drop as often. I don't know if that's confirmation bias or what, but that's just what I found. The next combo is Sair D-Light, which is another really specific one. So this combo only hits true if your opponent is between 0 and 30 damage, which is really low. So this has to be like the first or second thing that you hit on them in a stock. But that's not even all of it, because if you hit the Sair too far away, it's not going to hit true. So you've got to hit the Sair like at the closest part of the hitbox. And even if you do all of that, sometimes it just doesn't hit true, because why not, I guess. So this isn't a combo I'd recommend going for, but it's there, I guess. And for the third and final Greatsword combo, I'm kinda cheating here, but let me just explain. So originally, I was gonna talk about Dare Nair, because everyone's seen that as the true kill confirm combo, but when I tried to hit it in training mode, I just couldn't. I don't know if Greatsword got nerfed and it's just no longer true, or I'm just bad at Greatsword, but no matter how hard I tried, there was at least one dodge frame every time. And the more I thought about it, I was like, this is kind of an impractical true combo, so instead, I'm going with something else. And that is Inlight D-Light. Now I can hear you guys right now. Wait a second, you said that there was only one bridge that was a true combo, and this one's a bridge. Yes, I know, and that's why I said technically. So if you go into training mode right now, and you try and hit this on a bot that's set to neutral dodge, sometimes it will hit true, other times it won't, but it will always say that there's one dodge frame. I have no clue why this is a thing. I don't know if it means that the bot itself is screwed and it just can't dodge properly. I don't know if it means Greatsword's broken. I don't know if it means Brawlhalla is broken. Actually, we already know that's true. But it's really confusing. But either way, I'm putting this in here because technically, it could be a true combo. Okay, that one got confusing. So let's move on to a much simpler weapon when it comes to true combos. The hammer. But before we get to that, we're about halfway through the video, so it's about time for the obligatory Costlix jump scare.
If you want to improve at Brawlhalla as quick as possible, I'd really recommend subscribing to Team Neutralix's Brawlhalla class. For only $4.99 a month, you get access to a private class hosted by Neutralix pros, creators, and coaches through our Discord. You also gain access to all previous lectures if you just go to our website under the members tab. A big problem with improving at video games through YouTube videos is that YouTube really rewards a certain kind of video, where this membership allows us to host classes on any topic and really tell you guys the real stuff to improve at Brawlhalla. For more information on our Brawlhalla class, go to teamneutralix.com or just click the link down below.
Thanks, Costlix. Now, back to the video. The first combo is D-Light Sidelight. This combo is good for building early damage as it only hits between 0 and 70 damage. Also, after getting hit by the Sidelight, many opponents will dodge, which you could take as an opportunity to try and hit another D-Light combo. But if you do manage to hit another D-Light, you shouldn't go for a Sidelight afterwards. Instead, you should go for the second combo, D-Light Sair. This is Hammer's bread and butter kill confirm combo. It's so iconic that it literally has its own nickname, being Stomp Sair. This combo starts working at 30 damage and stops working at around 320. But to be honest, if you can't find a kill on Hammer by at least 250 damage, it might be time to retire the weapon. If you play Hammer, there's like a 99.9% chance you already knew about this combo and used it a ton in your games. And to be fair, any Hammer player should be using this combo a ton, as it's the main bread and butter combo. But then we have the third Hammer combo, which is a lot more complex than the other two, D-Light Recovery. I'm sure that a lot of you are recognizing this as the Russian Mafia, as that's what popularized the combo. Now, the Russian Mafia itself, which is D-Light Recovery Dare, doesn't really hit true anymore, so I can't count it for this list. But D-Light Recovery is a very important combo, because it sets up for Nair or Cider depending on how much damage you have on your opponent to confirm a kill. Plus, it just looks really cool. This combo does require the jump and chase dodge technique that I talked about earlier with the Gauntlets D-Light Recovery, so if you're having trouble hitting it, I recommend doing the same thing that I talked about earlier with the Gauntlets combo, which is to hit the D-Light as a gravity cancel. And lastly, this combo hits between 0 and 300 damage. Okay, next up is the Katars. The first combo is Sidelight D-Light. Many of you that have been terrorized with the Katars will recognize this as the start to the half-pipe infinite combo, and to be fair, that's absolutely what this is. However, you don't necessarily have to do a jump dare afterwards. You could do a nair or a gravity cancel Inlight or a recovery if you're going for the kill, something like that. It doesn't have to be the half-pipe infinite combo. This combo will hit between most damage ranges that you're trying to attempt it at, which is between 0 and 190 damage. After that, the Scythe will send too far. But at that point, you might as well just be going for a kill move, or honestly just switching to your other weapon to try and get an easier kill, because yeah, Katars are impossible to kill on. The next combo is Sidelight and Light. This combo is a good early damage builder, as it only works between 0 and 60 damage. And yeah, as of right now, those are the only two true combos that Katars have. So for the third entry, I'm going to be cheating a little bit. I'm doing D-Light Dare. Although it's not a true combo, it is the other half to the half-pipe infinite combo, so that's gotta count for something. Plus, there's a decent amount of players out there that can't even dodge out of this even with a dodge, so it kinda works as a true combo, as long as you're fighting a gold. Anyways, let's move on to the next weapon, which is the Lance. The first true combo for Lance is Sidelight Dare. This is Lance's bread and butter combo. If you get hit by a Sidelight, a Dare is almost sure to follow. And who can blame them? It hits at all damage ranges, and it sets up perfectly for follow-ups, whether it be a jump reaction with a Sair, or another Sidelight, what have you. Of course, there is one other combo that a Lance player can hit you with if they hit you with a Sidelight, and that's Sidelight Nair. This is very similar to Sidelight Dare. It hits at all damage ranges, and it sets up perfectly for follow-ups. This time though, it's more like Side Air or Recovery. But then, I'm once again stumped, because these are the only two true combos for Lance. So, just like with the Katars, I have to get a little bit creative here. So, what I'm doing is D-Light and Light. The reason I chose this is because it's a combo that Lance players will often go for, even though it's not true. It only hits between 0 and 140 damage, but still, it does do some good damage building. Well, I've had trouble finding 3 true combos for the last 2 weapons, but that won't be a problem for this next weapon, the Orb. The first Orb combo is Sidelight Sair. This is Orb's bread and butter, as well as its kill confirm. It's a really good combo. It works between 0 and 280 damage, meaning you can just use this combo to build damage until you get the kill with it, and that's actually what some people do. Of course, I would recommend mixing in other combos. For example, this second one, Sidelight D-Light. And you know what, I might as well group in the third combo because they're pretty similar, Sidelight Nair. Neither of these combos are kill confirms, nor do they do much damage. Instead, what they do is set up for extensions and strings, which that's basically Orb's entire gimmick. The second move in both of these combos puts your opponent right above you. And when I say right above you, I mean it, which means you're in prime position to either read a dodge or extend or do whatever. The key to success with Orb is finding out how to use these combos and extend strings as much as possible. We have now reached the most confusing weapon for this video, the Scythe. As many of you know, Scythe does not have any true combos. Well, I guess it does, but most of them are off stage against the wall, and they're at very specific health ranges, and they're really hard to input, and honestly, I don't think it's very practical for this video, so instead, I'm going to be going over the best starters for Scythe strings. Since they all basically have the same practical application, I'm going to go over them in rapid succession. So we have Soft Sidelight into Endlight, then Soft Sidelight or Endlight into Sair, and then we have Soft Sidelight into Dare. All 3 of these are very good starters for strings that have very few dodge frames in between, meaning that sometimes you can hit them as a combo even if your opponent has a dodge. And because both Soft Sidelight and Endlight are unaffected by damage, all 3 of these starters have an infinite damage range. If you're a beginner to Scythe, just knowing these 3 starters isn't going to be enough. I recommend going into the training room and messing around with these starters and finding out which follow-ups work best for you so you can extend your strings for as long as possible. Moving on to our next weapon, the Spear. The first Spear combo is D-Light Sair. I'm sure that most of you already know about this combo because of Spear's bread and butter, which is Sidelight D-Light Sair. Of course, that combo is not a part of this list because it's not actually a true combo, as the Sidelight into the D-Light has dodge frames and is more like a dodge read. Now, D-Light Sair is the main kill confirm of Spear, but it's also really good at building damage. Also, if your opponent is on low damage, this combo will send them into perfect territory for an aerial follow-up, whether it be Nair, Dare, or even another Sair. Also, this combo, as well as the other 2 I'm going to mention, have an infinite damage range, as D-Light is completely unaffected by damage. Speaking of which, the second combo is D-Light Recovery. This is the other Spear kill confirm, the only difference being that it's off the top instead of off the side. At least, that's the only difference in theory. I would say that D-Light Recovery is a lot less consistent at confirming the kill than D-Light Sair. So if you're trying to get a regular kill confirm, just go with D-Light Sair. However, D-Light Recovery can be good if you're going for a cheeky early kill off the top with a gravity cancel D-Light. The final Spear combo is D-Light Nair. This is kind of like the non-kill confirm alternative to the other two combos, as it's good at building damage and can set up for some good follow-ups, but like I said, doesn't confirm the kill. And now we have finally reached the last weapon for this video, the sword. Honestly, most of these are very similar to the 3 spear combos I just mentioned, so I'm going to go over them pretty quickly. So we have D-Light Sair, D-Light Recovery, and D-Light Dare. The D-Light Sair and D-Light Recovery combos for both spear and sword are virtually identical. They're both kill confirms, both build good damage, and both have infinite damage ranges. And lastly, the D-Light Dare is very similar to D-Light Nair in the fact that it's used for damage building. The only difference is that it sends down rather than up or to the side. A lot of your damage building and kills on sword are going to be through these D-Light combos, so make sure you use them if you don't already. But yeah guys, those are the 3 best combos for every weapon in Brawlhalla. Are there any combos that you feel should have been on this list that I missed? Make sure to comment them down below. I've been TrippedUp, and I'll see you all next time.